good afternoon. I think it is for me. Yeah, afternoon for me. Hopefully for a lot of you as well, but otherwise morning, evening, good day. Good day. Hello, welcome. We're gonna have only one game tonight, today for the Excellent Moscow Cup, and it's a best of one. So actually one game, not even one best of three match. But no, it's one game where it's still in the round robin group stages, and we're gonna see RoX.KIS taking on Insane Gaming. Now, it is an 11-team round-robin group stage, so everybody faces each other once, and at the end of the season, the top 4 teams will be going to Moscow, to the LAN final. So we're going to see which teams are going to be going there, but there's still quite a few games to play. Let's actually jump ourselves into the draft already, because we are on the way. Normally, this would be the time where I introduced my co-caster, but it seems like G-Advance had something holding him up, so he is not here, unfortunately. So you will have to do it just me, and I will be just, ranting on about the game, hopefully not too much, and keep it civil, keep it good. The reason I want to point out that we have like 11 teams is because, there are favorites in a group stage. That just is the way things or is the way it is. So a couple of the favorites in the group stage of these 11 teams: Virtus Pro, Empire, Power Rangers, RoX.KIS, of course, as well, Meet Your Makers, and the reason that's 5 teams already. Now, of those 5 teams, Virtus Pro is not doing well at all, or at least they have 7 games played, 4 wins, 3 losses. It's the same as Insane Gaming, the team that you see here, so this could be an important match for them. RoX.KIS so far have only played 2 matches, so we can't really say too much about those players just yet. We've got 1 win, 1 loss. Empire also only played 3 matches, 2 wins, 1 loss, but everything can still happen. And actually, Power Rangers, a team that also can be counted towards the favorites of today, or of the group rather, only has 1 game played, and that's 1 loss. So there's a lot still possible. Now, I also want to point out that there is still a team, and there's only 1 team of those, that has got a flawless record, so 0 losses, and therefore, with their 7 wins out of the 10, basically guaranteed to make it to Moscow, to the LAN final. So that's already quite interesting. I'm talking about Meet Your Makers. They're on top of the group. If you want to check out those group standings, I can link them in the chat, and I will actually do that. So that means that 2 minutes from now, you have to look at 2 minutes ago, and then you can see it. So let's take a look at the draft. It's going pretty fast. As you can see, Q Insane, they have reduced bonus time. They have got 40 seconds only, and the reason for that is multiple reschedules, I believe, is the case here. RoX.KIS, they go for a fairly standard kind of lineup. Ember Spirit, we see him picked up often as a first pick, especially in this group stages games. And Dazzle, the reason that Dazzle and Ember Spirit actually work well together is because normally Ember, he is a very squishy hero. He needs some time to get up to par, to actually do the right amount of damage with the sustain that he has to also stay alive. And with a Dazzle backing him off, he doesn't have to wait that long before getting really active and really scary. So I like that combination already. The bans that we see are fairly standard as well. I mean, we still have, for example, a Centaur in the pool, which we have seen picked or banned first as well by these teams. We've got the Naga banned out, as well as the Ancient Apparition, Invoker, and Lycan. Invoker and Lycan seemingly first bans in most of the games that we see lately. So quite standard, I'd say. Q Cyber Insane, they went for the Batrider and the Nyx Assassin. Also a good combination to have for multiple reasons. Nyx Assassin is a bit of a counter towards the Batrider. He can, of course, spike Carapace if there is a Firefly up, and he can walk through the flames and stun Batrider instantly. And so just picking Nyx Assassin up removes him from the claws of RoX Assassins. Yeah, that's what I said. I meant RoX.KIS. So another thing that Nyx Assassin is really good at, I mean, both Dazzle and Ember Spirit are quite mana dependent, and we actually have Ember Spirit often go even for Arcane Boots. So that is, that's an important factor to take into account, especially when you're up against a hero with the mana burn. That's what I was coming towards. that Nyx Assassin mana burn. We've got ourselves some supports removed from the pool because, of course, RoX.KIS, we're going to assume that they still need a secondary support. Dazzle is an okay support, don't get me wrong. But he does have some downsides. He can't, like, he can keep your carry safe in a lane, but you don't really want to spec upgrade to high level early on. You want, like, every single spell is so important that you need a bit of levels and everything, and have to normally go for either max out that Shadow Weave or max out the poison. We sometimes see maxing out the Grave, but it really depends on what kind of lane the Dazzle is in. Chen is going to be picked up by RoX.KIS. Now, Chen is normally a hero that is fairly passive in terms of not showing himself on the lane, but RoX.KIS plays it very aggressive, so I like seeing that one. And the Shadow Demon gets picked up by Q Cyber Insane, which is, by the way, very risky. It means like that Shadow Demon, first of all, is removed from the claws of RoX.KIS. Dazzle Shadow Demon is quite strong, obviously, but Batrider is one of the heroes that wants to jump in, grab people, drag them back, and wants to kill them off. Shadow Demon, he is one of the heroes that removes someone completely from the map. If the synergy is not right between the Batrider and the Shadow Demon, things could get ugly for Q Cyber Insane. Also, Nyx Assassin, of course, has to get the Impale off after the disruption, which is very doable, though, so that should be a working combination. But Shadow Demon is one of those heroes that can definitely throw your team off tracks. Doom picked up now by Q Cyber Insane.
Dire team pick.
And there's your Centaur still. So that's going to be still picked up by RoX. They usually play it on the off lane. I wouldn't be surprised seeing that played now as well. I'm going to assume that Yodes is actually Seedoy. Yeah, I'm going to assume that for the moment. We do have a Slark ban by Q Cyber Insane. And for RoX.KIS, they could go for a dual lane, going off for the Centaur and the Dazzle. That could actually work out well. They have so much space into picking up anything that they kind of want. I mean, Ember can go safe lane, can go mid lane. Remaining. Centaur can basically do all 3 lanes. And Dazzle will go wherever. So, yeah, they have a very open draft here as Leshrac, the last ban for Q Cyber Insane, or against Q Cyber Insane. That means that RoX.KIS is assuming that Nyx Assassin will not be a support, will be an offlane hero, and that means Batrider is expected for them to be mid, Doom expected to be on the safe lane. It can all work out, of course, but Nyx Assassin and Shadow Demon can also be just the support duo, and then put Batrider mid, Doom offlane. Yeah, that has happened before, so that's nothing weird over there, but it really depends also where they're expecting that Centaur to be. Doom against Centaur is a decent laning combination for both of them. Neither of them should be able to kill off each other.
Reserve time.
Not anytime soon anyway, not until they're having a couple of levels to their name.
10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds for Insane. Let's see which hero they're going to pick up last, and therefore give some more identity to the heroes in terms of where they're going to lane. Lifestealer is your last pick. Now, they could go for Lifestealer safe laning with the Shadow Demon, put the Nyx Assassin on the offlane, the Doom in the jungle, and Batrider mid. That is definitely doable, is fairly greedy. But they have an okay lineup to be greedy, because RoX.KIS, I already said that Dazzle and Chen are going to be, or could be very aggressive. We see them normally being fairly aggressive, so I'm expecting that from them. But the only one that they can really gank would be the Batrider, or maybe if Nyx Assassin is offlane, come behind the tier 1 tower, which is not going to be easy, and is only able to, like, Nyx Assassin is only able to be picked up in certain situations, and on top of that, he's got Spike Carapace, so he can actually stop an initiation and trying to get away. So overall, Q Cyber Insane, if they're going for that greedy kind of lineup, I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't. RoX.KIS, they've got the Centaur and Ember Spirit as their core so far. 2 heroes that need a bit of startup time. Need Blink Dagger for Centaur, Ember Spirit with at least some type of boots, whether that be phase boots or arcane boots or phase boots drums. Just some kind of fighting build. Or level 8, where he has level 4 in the... Like, if he goes for an early fighting build, that is, where he has level 4 in the Flame Guard, but... we've got ourselves a Weaver for the last pickup, so that rounds up our lineup here as we jump ourselves into the game, and I successfully switched overlays. Ooh. So, taking a look at who is playing what. Now, once again, You are watching the excellent Moscow Cup. It's just one game. It is do it or die for the teams here in the round robin group stage. RoX.KIS will be on the dire side. It will be Yodes, who I believe is Sidoy, playing the Centaur. BZZ will take on the Weaver. Solo is on that Ember Spirit. Yul on his Dazzle, and Goblak playing his Chen. And that's going to be your full lineup here for RoX.KIS. Does mean that we're going to see indeed the Centaur on the off lane for the moment. Weaver on the safe lane. That would be, at least according to the players, the way lanes are going to be shaping up. And that means that in every lane, in every core in the lane, in theory, doesn't need any support around. You don't need anybody. If you're a Weaver, you can do just fine by yourself. He's often picked as an offlane hero as well. Same thing goes for a Centaur. A lot of freedom therefore for the supports. A lot of pressure maybe on the supports as well to try to speed up the game. Or, yeah, for themselves and delay the game for Q Insane before, like, punish their greedy lineup. If that's actually going to be a greedy lineup, because that remains to be seen. Q Insane, they actually have played a lot of support Nyx Assassin. Now that I see Big Nam playing that hero, I remember we have got him playing the Nyx Assassin. So that's Q Insane Gaming on the Radiant side for this game. And they've done this before, where they indeed just hide, go for the first blood, and then leave the offlaner alone and go bottom. So we'll see if they're gonna do the same thing here. Obi-Wan Banam will play the Shadow Demon. They already have placed one sentry ward to see if they can kill off that Weaver, BCZ. So be very careful. They pick up a ring of protection though, and that might just be enough to help them out. There's gonna be a couple of disabled, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Judo will play the Batrider, will be on the offlane for the moment on an aggressive trial lane, but I'm expecting him to be left alone at some point. We've got Chomi, the Doom, in the mid lane. They know that they are going to put that Ember Spirit on the mid lane, and Doom can actually lane against that. He's waiting for a creep to eat, and then he'll head himself into the lane. In the meantime, on the off lane, or on the safe lane so far, Inquisitor will play that Life Stealer by himself. And let's take a look if this is going to be working out. BZ already actually realized that there was a sentry ward down. And this, yeah, he's fine. He's going to be okay, or is he? 3 stacks of sticky napalm. Judo's not going to be close, and the supports are not going to catch up. This is a safe Weaver. Impale misses. That's no kill. That's going to be a waste of time, waste of a sentry. And they'll have to try to make something else happen somewhere else as well, because that Weaver, not going to be cut out anymore. But yeah, Doom is not going to have an easy time here. He has, of course, got Scorched Earth, which is great for him. Will be able to regen. But if this Ember Spirit is dead, then it's going to be a good lane for him. Where is that Nyx Assassin? Not around. Slay a Fist, actually, and Solo was actually thinking about maybe going aggressive if they dove a bit more, but luckily for also Q Insane, that creep wave was just tanking up the tower there. But yeah, if Solo goes for the Flame Guard maxed out first, so the early damage build, then Chomi is gonna have a really tough lane. In the meantime, Dive, Inquisitor in some trouble. Yol coming here, he has got a poison. Inquisitor doesn't have a rage, didn't actually skilled up at all. As Seedoy has got the stun, get it off as well. He's got a level 1 double axe, but it looks to be enough. One more hit needed. That's gonna be your first blood right there. Supports now come in though, and this is trouble. Yol eats himself through the trees, and I think they're gonna be able to get out of this. They should be able to. The disruption comes out. Yol is going to be leaving his teammate to die. Impale comes out. Open wounds as well. Centaur will go down. Gets a stomp off, but the rage is this time there for Inquisitor, so he gets a return kill. One thing that you need to keep in mind though, he was forced to share experience with 2 supports, while the kill on Inquisitor was a solo kill, or dual kill rather. They shared the experience between 3 people. 2 people rather. Chomi sitting on 8 for 1, Solo on 6 for 3. So far actually this Doom is getting ahead. The damage between, the damage of the 2 heroes, it's not that big of a difference. Doom is sitting on now on 71 damage. He is level 4, 61 for Ember. Actually the only reason it was close was because Doom was still a bit of a level behind. Yeah, so that's gonna be Solo. Should be outlasted compared to damage output in terms of right-click damage. But the Flame Guard will help Solo quite a bit here to harass Chomi a bit away when he tries to go for last hits, perhaps. Solo, though, he's out of mana. He does have a... Oh, Judo, wait a second. Judo might be in some trouble, but actually BZZ, he's gonna be going down. Stick Charge has come out. He has got a Shakushi, will be able to make it out alive, but that was pretty damn close. He only has tangos, and you know they heal up nice, but it's no self. It's actually Judah that is the one to back up. He only has one tango, and he doesn't want to risk dying because he will be going for a fast blink dagger. And now I don't know what kind of point I was gonna make before between Solo and Chomi, but it's a fun lineup to watch anyway. Fun matchup to watch. Ember Spirit up against the Doom. It's a quite passive matchup. I have to agree with that. It's just it's one of those back and forth matchups that where in theory nobody should be able to kill one another until it's until the players have their ultimate. But that means before then it's really a skill-based battle, as we have got Disruption coming out actually up on the Dazzle. Looks like he'll be able to make it out just fine because the support Bignam was not in place to do anything stun. Impale comes out, though Centaur has to be careful. Open Moose comes out as well. Where's that Dazzle? Where's that heal? Is there a grave? There is a grave. Should he need it? There is a grave. Yul went for the 1-1-1 build, which is basically the only build that you can go for on the Dazzle because all your spells are so important. It has a very long cooldown though. You have to keep that in mind as well. That grave cooldown is sitting at 60 seconds, 1 minute. What I was gonna say, like that was mana. I was like, that's not correct. 1 minute cooldown at level 1. Meaning if you waste it, your enemy can basically go in straight away again just to make sure that you're dead because there's no grave that time. Meantime, Batrider sitting on 16-1. Still getting outlasted by the Weaver, 23-4, but he's getting experience, he's getting farm, he is doing fairly okay for himself, and we can compare him to the Centaur in terms of last hits. Centaur actually has a lot more last hits than the Batrider. Despite the Weaver not having a support, as we have a pause come out from the Dazzle. Dazzle, who has got boots, who's got that 1 kill, he was the one to pick up the first blood. I like supports picking up first blood, to be honest. It makes sure that you're gonna have an upgraded courier on time. You're gonna have wards all over the place. You're gonna have also sentries for when the next assassin gets level 6. You're basically set for support. If you get first blood, you're set. You get boots, and you get the freedom to buy wards. He already has the sentries in his inventory as well. There are 2 observers up on both sides still. No new ones being placed just yet. Just to go over them real quick because it's very important actually. Q and Sane placed one over here, so they are wary of seeing people come into the jungle and perhaps Ember Spirit. Of course they want to see the rune. Fair enough. But there's different places that you can ward to see the rune here as well, for example. But this is a way more defensive ward to see if Ember indeed comes past. As actually right now they won't see it because he has an invis rune. So I guess that ward kind of failed. In the meantime, on the top lane, there's a ward here as well. A very defensive ward as well to allow Batrider to just farm and not being worried about a Chen coming in. Now, Chen, of course, is a hero that will sometimes pick up smokes to try and gank. So the wards won't help in that regard. For RoX.KIS, they basically have a lot of priority given to the bottom lane. They placed one over here, which is a nice ward. A very... it can be both aggressive and defensive. They know when the pools are happening. They haven't blocked the pool because it's not that bad to have the pool blocked if you think you can go in aggressive. If you think you can take down a support once he's by himself next to some neutrals, then by all means do not block that camp. Otherwise he will never be by himself and he'll be hiding behind the tower. But they use this ward and they have not gotten a rune spot with that, so they needed another rune spot. You need at least 1 rune spot visible for your mid to know where the rune is, and if you're lucky also know what the rune is. So they've got one over here, which is placed very far to the left, which is very nice because normally you want to place like a sentry maybe around here, or there is a sentry that you can place where you can scout out that and that, so you can know where the counter word is for RoX.KIS. You don't, of course, you miss that part, but at least you've got 3 rune spots covered. Not this one, because normally it goes like this side. You don't see that one, so I like that. There's not going to be any counter word for now though, but it's something to just pay some attention to, and normally I can't pay attention to that because normally there's going to be kills and action and stuff, but there's a long pause, so why not take some time to appreciate the next level strategy of warding. Ink Visitor, Orb of Venom, he did get one kill of course. He is, in terms of last hits, not really doing too hot. I mean, he's even being outlasted by the offlaner against him, by the Centaur. So I'm curious to see what kind of impact he will have. He's a decent hero against Centaur though. And decent hero against Ember as well. Of course against Ember, as said, his damage output build is for the Flame Guard, which he's actually going for. So he's maxing that Flame Guard. That means that once that's level 4, he'll do a lot of damage, but the damage is magical. So if Lifestealer rages, he can just stay alive and he doesn't have to deal with that. He doesn't have to worry about it. And on top of that, Centaur... Wait a second, we're going to just follow Solo first because they want to go for this. Obi-Wan Banan is going to be the target. I'm not sure why he's steering changed that because that was not needed, but he'll get the kill anyways. That's going to be 1 kill perhaps. We're going to have another one. Big Num, he's completely out of mana. Solo jumping forward, still has that Flame Guard on. Doesn't have Searing Chains anymore, of course, because he just wasted that. Big Num, he is going to be safe behind his tower, and they don't want to dive this time. Surprisingly so, their creep wave is actually pretty far away. I really think that if Solo did not go for the Searing Chain, they would have had an extra kill, but kind of wasted a bit of mana there. Like seriously, that Shadow Demon was dead. Very dead. With or without the Searing Chains. That's a rune, that's an illusion rune for Solo, lucky him. Yeah, this is another thing. I mean, this sentry ward, in a way, would scout out if you have a ward over here and here. But now it basically only does this part, and it doesn't even get the one on the high ground. So this is a bad sentry ward. If you place your sentry ward to try and catch out these two rune spots or ward spots, you place it right there. Then you at least have the whole place covered. As Inquisitor is forced back again. He did pick up his phase boots, which is nice, and also nice to maybe get a bit away from the Centaur, who's overall fairly fast hero. But then again, if Centaur hits his ult button, wait a second, we might have something happening here. Batrider has already picked up there. Weaver was able to take him down. Sorry, missed that one. 3 heroes middle. I was way too into my wards. That's what you get for being a support player. I think Visitor still struggling. Well, Seedoy, he actually went for a bit of a more sturdy build. He wants, of course, to have a Blink Dagger at some point. This is just harassment. Oh, it could be a bit overextension though. Open Wounds coming out. Big Num coming in as well. He has got an Impale. Yol will not have mana for anything. The mana burn was there, and that's the kill. Going towards the Nyx Assassin. And that is a good pickup for Q Insane. 2 supports coming back, went to mid lane, came back bottom, and got the kill. In the meantime, Batrider, he died once. He went for the bottle in the end, so not going for a fast Blink Dagger anymore. Realized that was not going to be happening. Still needs a Blink Dagger, of course, but it's going to be in some trouble in terms of... Well, his Blink Dagger is going to be fairly late. He does have nice levels, though, and he can, of course, always fly from the high ground to get the lasso going. And if he gets that Batrider, or if that Weaver right now, then Weaver will be in trouble. 3 stacks of sticky napalm. Definitely not nothing. But he's not going to try. Firefly ends, and Weaver is going to be just fine, and his sticky napalm charges will fall away as well. Goblak, I haven't really seen him at all. I mean, I made a show of it saying that he was normally a very active gen, but this is the first time that he comes out of the jungle. Can they take him down? Test of Fate is actually doing a lot of damage here. This should be a kill disruption coming out. Obi-Wan Banan might have just only delayed the execution. Oh, Nightmare lasso. Not enough though. The kill still goes the way of the Chen. In the meantime, bottom lane, Hand of God coming out. Solo in some trouble. The Grave goes out though, and the stun. Chomi has got an infested Lifestealer inside of him. Lifestealer is very low health though, but it doesn't matter. Nice deny, however. Very nice deny indeed. Yul doesn't have a Grave anymore. Will go down. There is going to be a stun if Centaur wants it, but he'll go down before he does anything else. Can't really go for a stun if the Lifestealer still has that rage up. 3 heroes down here in the bottom lane. Yeah, they got the Batrider top, but they lost 3 on this trial lane, or semi-trial lane, which it turned out to be with Solo around there. And that's actually a very big loss. At the same time, they do have a Weaver that is a very decent hero against that Lifestealer, so should Lifestealer get big, then Weaver is going to be able to counter him, because he is also starting to get quite farmed. He's actually the highest farmed hero on the map at the moment, only closely followed by the Doom, who did not pick up a fast Enemies. He was of course mid, so that means that he gets decent levels. And he also was able to last it quite properly, especially with Solo going off on his own a couple of times. Seemingly going for the same kind of build. We don't have upgraded boots just yet, but Ember already showing going for drums. Oh, Solo, disruption coming out, the flames, is it enough? Obi-Wan Banan might still be in trouble. Judo, no. Solo is gonna be fine, or is he? Or is he? The heal comes out, in comes the Stampede. That should be enough to keep him safe. And actually thinking about perhaps coming back in again, but doesn't go for it. Big Nom went top, get some experience going, where Goblak is already around. Goblak sitting on 1300 gold. Wants to go for a mechanism for his team, relieving Dazzle of mech duty basically, but it's understandable if you're a Chen, you want to go for that mechanism. It's done, nicely done, but it's still Doom, and yeah, you're not gonna be able to do anything against him. And actually, Doom just eats the creep. Why not? Something brilliant that you can do every single time. Just, I mean, it's quite a decent thing to do. It's just so very annoying for that Chen to constantly lose creeps, especially if they're the ones that you would wait for, like the Centaur. You want to have multiple of those. Oh, Inquisitor, he raged, therefore the stun. Centaur is not going to do anything with that, and they grab Yol because they know that he can't do anything against it. He'll go down. The Centaur should be able to get away, but they get the Dazzle. Good pick up there, and of course one step closer to having a Blink Dagger for Bad Rider, as there is a very fast Ember Spirit on the way towards the tower. What is he doing? You have to be careful. There goes the Searing Change, the rage again. Making sure that the stun gets cancelled this time for Seedoy. In the meantime, Weaver thinking about diving this. There is still a Spike Carapace. He's not even going to use it. He's just going for his ult, and meaning that BCZ cannot take him down at all. I'm waiting for this game to be a bit more active, but I think that for, like, don't get me wrong, it's been fairly active already. We have 11 kills in 11 minutes. In most games, you would not complain about that at all. But both of these teams normally thrive off of being aggressive, off of being everywhere, all the time. Kills, 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 kills. But I'm feeling like they're... like it's too forced when they do try, and otherwise, you know, it's fairly passive. In the meantime, top lane might have some trouble. No, Weaver is gonna be okay. He did have his tower denied though. Nyx Assassin getting that one. Nyx Assassin, who's got his Vendetta on cooldown, still had that Spike Carapace, but doesn't have to worry about BZZ diving. Not this time. Not without that mana for the time lapse. Needs to have that. But yeah, I'm thinking both of the teams have got their Q point before they can really be aggressive. Q points being a Blink Dagger on the Centaur, which he almost has complete. Just needs about 100 gold and then some. Disruption. Wait a second. Soul Catcher there as well. He does get stunned, but gets himself out anyway. So that's one of the things that RoX.KIS is waiting for. The Blink Dagger on a Centaur. Now, BCZ is not going to do that much apart from farming and split pushing until he has his Lincolns ready. Solo has been trying, but it's been very hard on him, and he has his drums ready, but I don't think he can do anything with it. Yeah, he's gonna stick around. I mean, this is not a kill. This is not a kill. He's gonna get doomed if he's not careful. He time lapses and gets out. Perfectly done. Otherwise, he would get doomed for sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was pretty damn painful. And that actually, where did the medallion come from? Who has the medallion? I saw a medallion. No medallion? Why did I see a medallion? Yeah. Open wound? Goblak? Yeah. Open wounds ain't got nothing on Stampede. And actually, Inquisitor, with his rage disappearing, he jumps into the Doom. Smart choice. Blink Dagger is ready now on the Centaur. And this might spell a change of pace for RoX.KIS. They might also want to wait for... Never mind, I was going to say the mechanism, but Goblak has it ready. So this could be their lineup ready, apart from BCZ. But we'll see how active they want to get with this. As Solo will maybe also need some extra boost before actually going real hard to Q Insane. Roshan attempted, might as well. They have to be careful here though. There's still quite a lot of fighting potential up on Q Insane as well. Nice weave. Poison coming out as well. This poison is only level 1 though. He opted to max the Shadow Weave instead. And Chomi will be just fine with just running away. He's got phase and drums. Everybody going for phase and drums. Inquisitor going in. Goblak, he already used the mechanism. He's silenced up, doomed up. No hand of God this fight. At the same time though, Shadow even got picked up. BZZ looking for a target. Wants to go for Big Nom perhaps. The Lasso drags Solo for the moment. Solo is already low on life. Low on mana rather. Just Chomi that is low on life. And Chomi that will get saved by Big Nom's Impale. Big Impale coming out. Time lapse now for BZZ. Inquisitor will be his target. Inquisitor's rage is over. He's armlet toggling though, and it might be enough. He will still go down. Get pick up. Double kill for Solo. Turns in 2-2 on 3. And one thing important to note is that for RoX.KIS, the 2 that died were the supports. While for Q Insane, it was 1 support and 2 cores. Very important. And actually, Shadow Demon, he died there as well, I believe. So that's 4. 4 dead on Q Insane, and they started out real well. Having that Hand of God out of the fight was an important feature. Of course, Goblak still got his mech off before he got doomed, which was important for the team for sure. And I think Q Insane thought, now that there's no Stampede, we actually have a chance, but no can do. No can do. Q Insane, I mean, I mentioned what RoX.KIS were waiting for before they could start doing things, and they're about done, and we just saw the result of that. Q Insane still needs some other things, though. I mean, they need that Blink Dagger on Barrider, which is now finally done. 15 minutes in. It's fairly late. Fairly late, if you ask me. But considering he died 3 times, you know, to give him a break, of course. We might wait for a new item and show me. I mean, Phase Drums is all great and all that, but it's nothing really special. Look at this. Wards everywhere. No 50 gold for you, Obi-Wan Banan. I do like this this observer. I mentioned the place where you can see 3 ward spots from, but that one would be safe. But Roshan picks up, the bugs go out, won't be catching anybody, will chase Insane away, and actually BZ is going in, the Stampede as well, Disruption coming out on the Weaver though, stun, up on the Shadow Demon, he'll get picked up. Right there and then, not even a double edge needed. Blink away for the Bear Rider, realizing he is in trouble. And I just realized why I wasn't seeing Battalion, but I saw the minus armor thing because of the weave. Judo will get picked up though, I think Solo will get his wish, or will he? Flame Guard is on, that means Blink is going to be constantly on cooldown, and the Flame... Wow, Fist of... Slay of Fist. Slay of Fist. Super word that is. I don't even know what Slay means. Well, it sounds like a sled in Dutch, but yeah. Oh well. That will get the killing blow. It means 2 kills, easily done. They still have the ages. They don't have a Lincoln's ready yet on the Weaver, but it doesn't matter. He hasn't died yet. He's got his time lapse, and he's doing fine. And the reason that you want a Lincoln's, of course, is that there's two things right here for Q Insane that goes through that BKB. You've got the Lasso, you've got the Doom. You want to stop either of them, then that said, there is a lot that can actually break that. Wait, teleport in. Solo already stunned up. Weaver chasing down Chomi. This would be a big deal if you can get that kill, but Chomi, he just teleports out. Is it enough? Nope. Oh, that's just in time. He got out there. That was really, really close. They get the Shadow Demon though. Nyx Assassin sitting in his Vendetta. Should be safe. Should be okay. So be careful not to come back into range of the Sentry Ward. But so far, RoX.KIS. So they themselves are moving out of Sentry Ward range, and they are just going to continue pushing. They have utter control over this map. They have their lineup at the point where they want it to be. While Q Insane, they don't. They are taking too long to get up to par. They're taking too long before... Nice pick up though. Nyx Assassin goes down. Lifestealer goes down by the Weaver. This was a solo fight, 1 versus 1. Lincoln's is done as well with that, as yeah, RoX.KIS. At this point, like you have two teams against each other, and both of the teams have got this plan in mind where they need some core items / core levels before they can start their death ball. And RoX.KIS just had theirs done before Q Insane, and they're really profiting from it right now. Now the key is to the strategy of RoX.KIS right now is to not give Q Insane any space to still get their core items up. Now they already have the Blink Dagger on the Bear Rider. You might want to have some Phase Boots, not Phase Boots, sorry, Force Staff and perhaps something else before you're gonna be really ready. You're having the mechanism on the Doom, which is great. Armlet on Lifestealer as well, but it's not enough just yet. Right now, they would be like if they had this 4 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, then they would be on par with RoX.KIS. But because RoX.KIS has now taken out more towers, more heroes, they are actually a little bit ahead. So Q Insane just needs a little bit extra time to get to the same point on where RoX.KIS is, and then they can fight. Then they can do their thing. If RoX.KIS is sticking together from this point onwards and plays it clever, I think they would have a solid shot. Solid shot. There's not really that much split push coming out from Q Insane, which would be, of course, something that they could force RoX.KIS back with. I mean, they have Lifestealer trying to split push. He does take down a tower, but RoX.KIS, they don't care about Lifestealer pushing down towers at this point. They care about tier 3s. They actually place a sentry, go up the high ground, and what's stopping them right now? If Q Insane lose this fight, this could be more than just a lane of racks, more than just a tier 3 tower. Nice impale up on 3. Godlike being saved for the moment though. The Doom goes up on BCC. Hand of God keeps him safe for the moment, but it looks like he'll still be going down. In the meantime, Shadow Demon getting picked up. The Aegis gets burned. RoX.KIS, they've already lost 2. Solo in some trouble as well. This is overextension at your finest, and it is going to be a blink away for Centaur. Yul looks to be getting away. Chen, Godlike making sure that that Centaur stomp bought some time for RoX.KIS to try and get away. Perhaps they can still get it. The Scorched Earth is off again in 12 seconds. The drum charge. They want Yul. They should be able to get Yul. The open wounds at level 4. Grab him and kill him off. 4 dead for 1 support. They don't get the tier 3 tower. They don't get anything apart from that Shadow Demon support, which is not worth losing all their lives for. And this is the thing that Q Insane was waiting for. Overextension from RoX.KIS. They should have been patient and wait for Q Insane to be slightly out of position, but Q Insane, they were the ones to get initiated upon. They had the perfect opportunity to position themselves properly, get the right pickups, get the right targets for Doom, and just not worry about anything at all apart from just finding people that are trying to run away with a little bit of their life, which only worked basically for the Centaur because he was the only one that did not die. Was the first death that the Weaver had, by the way. Didn't even get to use his time lapse because of that Doom. His Lincolns, as said, proved to be not really all too useful because there's quite a few things that can be used to take that Lincolns off. He is going to go for the Desolator. Good item, of course, also will allow him to split push. But that fight just now might just have brought Q Insane back into this game. They are still behind on gold, as you can see, still behind on experience as well, but it's a big difference with that one fight. And the most important thing that they get with that fight is mindset. Now RoX.KIS, they figured before that fight, you know, we're ahead, we got this, don't worry guys, they're just gonna 5-man, what can they do to us? And they should have been able, they thought they were able to get that, so, you know, everything cool, everything going well. And then all of a sudden Q Insane win a fight. Not just a fight, they win a big fight. They kill 4 enemy heroes. And that one fight is gonna put RoX.KIS in the mindset of, well, can we still push that way? Can we still 5-man push and be victorious? Or do we need to farm more? Looks like we're having the second option there because they are farming more. They could split push, of course, very decently as well. But by farming more themselves and farming fairly safe, as they are mostly on their own side of the map, they're giving time for Q Insane to farm as well, as Dazzle is going to get first hit bashed. And the Grave will not keep him safe. Inquisitor finished up his basher, of course, after that fight that we saw in that bottom lane. But yeah, time. Time is what Q Insane needs. They definitely do not have a bad lineup. Solo might be in trouble, getting doomed up. In comes the Stampede, and that's still going to give Solo enough time to back off. And that Flame Guard that he has had on, and the pipe coming off now as well, should be enough to keep him living after that Doom is run out. As he has got his Battle Fury done as well, by the way, so he's going to start being fairly scary. A bit more scary than he was before, as the second Min through Hammer for BZZ done as well. Insane. They have to, like, they're still behind, but they are definitely in a good position to make a good comeback. They have to play this perfectly to make sure that they do. As Nyx Assassin is actually going for a massive Bracer build. I'm not too convinced about this, but his impales have been really good, so I'm not, like, I am not the one to criticize him on that one, so I'm hoping that he made the right decision here. And not just going for Bracer build because he felt like he would otherwise die too much anyway. I mean, there's a lot of AoE damage coming out from RoX.KIS, don't get me wrong. But 3 Bracers, maybe you want to have at least maybe Mana Boots. Build towards Blink Dagger at some point. I mean, we know that he is good at Nyx Assassin. We've seen him play that hero before perfectly with brilliant impales that won that team the game. And a Blink Dagger on an Nyx Assassin will just allow you to get those impales even better, even more perfect, because you're going to be able to position yourself in such a way that you should be always able to get multiple targets on your impale. We'll see what he goes for though, if he still wants to go for the Mana Boots. I mean, I wouldn't blame him for it. There are no Mana Boots on his team so far. And even though they're not really a mana heavy lineup, generally, they are still a lineup that needs mana. And I mean, Nyx Assassin is one of those. As there's one tier 2 tower left standing on Q Insane. Looks like they're ready and they want to try again. Interesting that they're not waiting for that Desolator to be done on the Weaver, or that they're not also waiting for the Roshan to be up again. Blink, Infest out. The drag is there. They want Godlike. They get him as well before he got his mechanism up, before he got his Hand of God up. Nice Impale as well. Solo in some trouble. BZZ already forced back because he got doomed. Seedoy will be getting graved, but I think it's just delay of execution. He'll try to teleport himself out, but the Flame Break will kill him off anyway. That's a dominating streak right there. They still got the tower in the end, but they lose 2. They get no kills, or do they not get kills? Solo back in this. BCZ as well with the Doom run out. They take down the Doom. Can they take down more? Can they chase down some extra heroes? I don't think so, but they're gonna try. They have got... No, they still don't have that Deso. I was thinking maybe BC wants to get it in the base of the enemy, but they still don't have the Deso. If they want to try and go for split push, they need that Deso. But at least they got one kill in return. I mean, they lose 3. They do get the tower. I don't think it got denied. Yes, it got denied. That's insane. Pun. Didn't even mean that, but that's great for Q Insane. That's really great. And that actually... yeah, I think that fight went their way. Like, totally. Thanks. They still have got a lot of towers to take down themselves, and that might be a problem for Q Insane, because they don't necessarily have a very strong pushing lineup. But if they keep holding off the advances of RoX.KIS, then at some point one of those team fights will win them enough time to take down those towers. And that's all gold that's just left for the pickies, that once they start taking down those towers, like, they can already hold their own while being behind about 6k gold. Imagine what they can do if they are even or ahead, right? That would be quite good for them. Aegis will now be put in the hands of the Weaver, and they will try to go high ground with it again. Looks like they don't want to delay this game all too much. Might be slightly in a rush. Now, we do know that they have got some games later tonight, so perhaps that is the reason they want to have a bit of a food break before, but... Overall, well, I feel like they have got the items that they were waiting for. They've got the Deso, they've got the Aegis. They've also got the start of what could be a Heaven's Halberd. Sanji and Yashi wouldn't be bad either, just get that extra movement speed for the Centaur. It's always great to have that. Get that in with the perfect positioning. So it's a Centaur that they drag forward, but Centaur is a very tanky hero. That's a wasted lasso. Jomi jumps himself in, he gets a Doom off, but it doesn't matter, or does it? He gets mech'd up, will be living for the moment. BCZ, he knows he's gonna die, but he has an Aegis. He'll be back up. The Doom is now on cooldown. The lasso is not there. They could try to go for this. They have a Dazzle to keep them up. They will be able to go again. I think they will be. Actually, no, Solo still ended up dying. Lifestealer was able to pick him up. I almost missed that. That means that that's not gonna be a go. Unless they see that Q Insane is letting their guard down, which at the moment doesn't seem to be the case. But Q Insane, they're holding their own. They can do this. They can defend this. They've got a pretty decent turtle lineup. Might have been a bit of a waste at lasso, but it did force out a lot from RoX.KIS, so. And the Doom in the grave, of course, as well. And the mechanism came just in time from Doom himself to keep Doom up. Really good for him as well. The gold grab goes slightly in favor of RoX.KIS again, but another fight initiated by RoX.KIS. So that means that RoX.KIS felt confident enough to take that. And Judo, what are you doing here? He'll go down here. It's a nice Centaur stomp coming out as well as BZZ looks for a pickup here. He has to be careful though. Chomi might not have Doom, but he does have a mechanism, and they do have enough time to delay the Weaver to get away, so there maybe the rest of the team would have time to come in to help out, but he just time lapses himself to the other side of the cliff just now, so that went their way. Now with the Bear Rider dead, maybe they find they have a little bit more of a choice here, a little bit more power here to go for the bottom lane. But he's only dead for another 20 seconds. This is not a guarantee that they can make high ground. Split push might be something they are willing to try. It's not going very fast. There's it. Nice minus armor coming out. Inquisitor already chased down by a couple of bugs. Nice impale, but it only stuns the Chen creeps. Fortification actually used as well. Slay a fist up on 2. Big Num and Chomi stuck for the moment. Allowing time for RoX.KIS to push them on the tower as there's a lasso up on the Dazzle. He will not get a grave up for himself. The pipe is on still for RoX.KIS, but is it going to be enough? Sling of Fist getting Visitor, taking a lot of damage, but they are still able to take down the Centaur first. With the Doom up on Goblik, there's not going to be a mechanism. No Hand of God, 2 down for 0. They do take down the tower quite a bit, but is it enough? I just feel like they're bashing their heads against the brick wall, and you know, the bricks start to maybe show some cracks in the form of towers dropping and ults being used, but it's just not budging. Another layer of bricks seems to be against that crackling layer. Yeah, I went too far with that. I realized that right now. So, you know, that's what happens when you don't have a co-caster. You ramble on too much. I haven't co-casted, or sorry, I haven't solo casted in a long time as well. So that is also cause for me seemingly a bit uncomfortable. Okay, I was gonna say that would be awkward if you would place a sentry ward without having an observer on the high ground, but yeah, now they do. But yeah, that is again RoX.KIS without an Aegis. They're up against so much disable. I'm kind of thinking that perhaps they're gonna give Q-Insane enough time to farm up a little bit more, so and for them themselves wait for the Roshan to be up again. Yes, this is the Casper set, and he has unlocked every single color. I have to say, I saw him use the red ones. I think I like the red better than the blue. He has got different colors for everybody. Actually, he's got the 4 different colors. I like the red on everything. It's so cool. Ah, and he has phase boots, by the way. Very unusual for a Nyx assassin, but good for getting in position fast. And you're up against a very mobile team, so you need to be extra mobile yourself. He is saving up for the Blink Dagger right now, and this Nyx assassin can do so much work. This is basically, as long as RoX.KIS is not building PKBs, which for the moment they are not, that Impale is gonna do so much work for them. And I would really think that they might start building some BKBs, because if you're gonna be going to try to go high ground, this is a fairly small area that you have to come through to get up to the high ground. And that small area makes it perfect for Nyx assassin to, look, you know, he's hanging around here and then he blinks in. Why is there no, and then he blinks in, gets an Impale, and basically gets everybody there on the line. I'm really looking forward to see that happening, if that is indeed something that he wants to go for. He doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet, and perhaps he dies before he gets it. You never know. It is Dota after all. Vendetta initiated by the Nyx assassin, but they won't be catching out BCC anymore, as Manta style will be finished up by him very soon. Just needs 100 gold. Nyx assassin on the hunt. Doesn't want to be going out too far. We do have a gem up on the Dazzle as well. You never know where that Dazzle is going to be. Well, we know. Double damage rune. Roshan. 2 minutes before we know how long it'll take. That's a second Battle Fury ready for the Ember, so he is getting to that point where he is gonna hurt more than just a little bit. I keep saying that he hurts, but he hurts. Just want to let that sink in. He is, apart from his Flame Guard, the other glass cannon. One of the most glasses cannons. And he has got drums, so he has got some form of sustain, but the Flame Guard is going to be great as well. And he's of course the thing that he is allowed to be glass cannon because he is so mobile. He can jump around the fight, slay a fist from very far away, and he normally is not really in a position to die himself. But if you're doomed, then yes, as is the Ember Spirit, it's very likely that you'll die from that. Perhaps, I mean, RoX.KIS have a very decent way to deal with the Doom. And I mean the spell Doom, not the hero Doom. Because they can just have the Doom target being sent back. And that's why we see Chen being the one to get doomed so often. Now, it's not only because he gets sent back to target that's doomed, but it's also, of course, because he has the mechanism for his team. He has the Hand of God for his team. Blink Lasso, they grab one of the more tanky targets, but if they disable him enough, they can take him down. If Stampede still goes up, he'll still end up going down. Nice Impale, up on 2. Solo gets a grave, jumps around Slay a Fist. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? I don't think he can. He cannot. Gets picked up. In the meantime, Weaver still at the back end, able to take out the Nyx assassin, but Nyx assassin did his job. He had a perfect Impale, and 2 cores dead on the side of RoX.KIS. while Q Insane only loses a support. Now that is definitely worth it. And that was also, like, normally you would not drag out the tankiest hero of them all because, you know, you might not have enough time to take him down, but they did that perfectly. They did that so well. 3k gold up for the Lifestealer. I'm seeing him build an Abyssal Blade. Very nice to have. I mean, any of these cores will have a tough time dealing with that. And I am really lacking BKBs on the Dire side. Well, we have our first BKB ready. And it's on the Batrider. So he's going to be able to just blink in, grab someone, force staff himself out without having to worry about getting poisoned or getting a hoof stomp, getting the ensnare, the searing change from the Ember Spirit, that is. So yeah, Q Insane, they are definitely still in this game. They are not in favor of gold, not in favor of experience, but they're holding on and they're taking these little engagements and they're winning them. They definitely are winning them. So this is possibly very scary for RoX, who, yeah, they have a nice lineup, but Ember Spirit, like I said, Glass Cannon, he might be the one who's in trouble right now. Big Num walking up the high ground. Oh, perfect reaction from Seedoy. Double tap that Blink Dagger, getting himself safe, and they're actually going for this TP out for the Batrider. He should be able to make it out with his BKB turned on. That is his 10-second BKB on cooldown though, and the Stampede. Want to try and grab some people. The gem target is very far away though, but they grab the Shadow Demon anyway. Impale comes out on Big Num, but he's not able to save the Shadow Demon. They only got one support, but they make sure that RoX.KIS is still in this. And of course, they make sure that Q Insane knows that, well, RoX.KIS is not the easiest pickings. That Centaur, very fast reactions. And now with Roshan up again. Yeah, without a Shadow Demon, Q Insane, they're not even going to try to defend this, I think. I mean, they've got a good Blink, Lasso, or Steel, Age of Steel kind of lineup. But first of all, they were way too low to actually try it at all. Obviously, with the Deso on the Weaver, it's going to go very fast. And second, that BKB was on cooldown because the 10-second BKB is, you know, it's amazing that you have 10 seconds on your BKB, but it's also got an extra long cooldown because of that. Minute and 20 seconds. And so it wasn't up yet, so they can't even try. Went way too fast regardless though, don't worry about that. We do have a gem up still for the Batrider as well. He's actually the one to pick that up for his team. Making sure that if he sees the Weaver, he can actually grab that. And the thing is also, I mean, Weaver, yeah, he has a Lincoln's, but if you are a Batrider with a Force Staff, you can jump in, Force Staff Weaver, Lasso Weaver, and you got him. The Force Staff will take away that Lincoln's. Very strong. In the meantime, Weaver himself might be in some trouble, or they know that he's there. Open wounds coming out. That's a Lincoln stopping an Impale, looked like. Not the Abyssal anyways. A Bash, perhaps. Time lapse still happened. Because if that Weaver, like Weaver is also Glass Cannon. That's the problem. They've got a Glass Cannon in the Weaver. They've got a Glass Cannon in the Ember. And even though, like, Centaur is a tank, he's not really a cannon at all. So they have it very split amongst themselves. Most of the damage they have is physical as well. Of course, there's a bit of magical damage coming out from the Ember, but most of it is physical. So Rage is very strong against that lineup. And the BKB, of course, as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Doom building one as well, although for the moment he seems to be going for a heart. One to be extra difficult to kill. Sold Kurash, Shivas, all those armor items getting ready. If you're going to be up against a team that is mostly physical damage, armor is going to be your saving grace. Especially when you have also a Desolator on your opponent team. Desolator is an item that they themselves don't have yet. As we do have the Chrysalis ready now for the Embers, so he's now a critting Glass Cannon. We have got the Heaven's Halberd ready for Seedoy, so he is going to be... Wow, I have an epiphany. You want to know my epiphany? Because I wasn't sure it was Seedoy. I was just thinking, you know what, he's the offlaner, he's the last one that I don't recognize the name of, but I just realized that Jodes is Seedoy backwards. Oh my god, epiphany at its finest. Judo didn't turn on his BKB, he's gonna go down before he can even say boo or bah. That's a gem gone as well. That's insane. That's big. That's a big deal for RoX.KIS. They can actually maybe go high ground off the back of this. There is no buyback for this Batrider. He is not rich enough. And with no Blink Lasso, this is going to be very scary because they could give this Rax up. Like, if they fight, they are not allowed to lose all their heroes, because then that might be more than just one lane of Rax. But if they don't fight, they also they would have to give up Rax. It's a very difficult decision to make. Fortification actually comes out very early already. That means that they can just look at this damage. That's just Weaver for you. Impale misses from Big Num. He actually picked up a Ghost Scepter. It's a clever thing to do because you actually are up against mostly physical heroes. Searing Chains, but we're on 2. Goblak doomed up. Looks like he'll live through it though. We'll get the heals from Dazzle as well. Shadow Demon already picked up by the Ember Spirit. Flay of Fist. TP out from the Doom in the middle of the fight. Nice Impale though from Big Num. Stump comes in from Cedoy up on 2. 1 down, 2 down. And Elena Rax as well. As said though, if they were losing this fight, they couldn't lose more than just... Oh, wow. Nice pickup. Dazzle picked up, but there's still 4 heroes up. Solo though. Abyssal Bash. Forced out into safety. Mechanism comes out as well, and that's going to be it. There is not a Hand of God anymore, but it will be up against 2, and Cedo jumps in, stomps up on 2, and that's gonna be team wipe. That's GG. I mentioned it, if they were losing a fight at this point, they would lose more than just Rax, and they do. They lose the entire game, meaning that RoX.KIS will take this game against Q Insane. Best of 1 this is for the excellent Moscow Cup, and I have to say, I mean, you see the matchup before the game starts. Of course, you see Q Insane versus RoX.KIS. Now, we know that Q Insane is not a weak team. Still, in my mind, I feel like RoX.KIS would have taken this game fairly easy. But Q Insane, they made them work for it. They still had a chance at most of this game, even though they were behind. It was very well played from Q Insane, but RoX.KIS just overall having the better game, having the better positioning and strategy, and of course taking that win home, which is something that they're really gonna be happy about. They are now sitting on 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss. They still have to play 7 games though, so there's lots of games to be played. Can't really say anything about the results just yet. Q Insane, they are now 8 games into the competition, 4 won games and 4 lost. And it's tricky for them to still make it to the LAN finals in Moscow, but they are probably... Like, they have got some options, but they have to hope for other teams to mess up as well. That's going to be their saving grace. And for them, of course, to win their remaining 2 games that they still have to play. Thank you for watching. Of course, that was, as I said, the only game today. If you want to support me, then please like, follow, subscribe if you want to. And subscribe also on YouTube, of course. And do all that kind of stuff. It's all under the same name of Shiver Gaming. And... yeah, you can also, if you don't want to do any of the sorts, you can just keep the stream open for a little while and just watch commercials. It's very simple, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out. So if you want to do that, then thank you very much. And otherwise, just have a great evening, great afternoon, great morning, wherever you're from. And yeah, thank you for watching. And thank you for putting up with me just solo casting. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And let me know if you have any feedback on my solo casting as well, because I'm always looking to improve that, as it is something that I used to do a lot, and then I didn't do it for such a long time that I feel like I need some more tips and tricks, because I want to get better. So suggestions are always welcome. Thank you again, and have a great day.